For this recipe, you're going to take 1 can of sweetened condensed milk, put it in a microwave-safe bowl. You're going to add 1 bag of chocolate chips. Make sure it is 12 ounces and not 10. This recipe will not turn out if you use less than 12 ounces of chocolate chips. Then we're going to microwave this until the chocolate chips are melted. Add a tablespoon of butter. This is optional, but I like it. It makes the fudge just a little bit creamier. Then pour into a greased pan. Refrigerate until firm, and then we're going to cut into pieces. It'll take 3 to 4 hours to set up in the refrigerator. Then slice and serve. For mint fudge, start with the basic fudge, mixing sweetened condensed milk and chocolate chips. Microwave and then add butter if desired. Add a capful of peppermint extract. Then for this mint fudge, I add a few Andes chopped up chocolate chips. Pour into a greased container. Spread until smooth. Then I'm going to sprinkle a few more Andes on top. Refrigerate until firm, and then we're going to cut it into pieces. It will take 3 to 4 hours to set up in the refrigerator. Then slice into pieces and serve. Use 1 can of sweetened condensed milk and add in your white chocolate chips. Then we're going to microwave this until the chips are melted. Stir until well mixed. Then you're going to add in your peanut butter. If you use peanut butter, you don't need to add the butter. Then pour into a greased pan. Put this in the refrigerator until firm for a couple of hours, and then we're going to cut it. After it is set up a couple of hours in the fridge, it'll be quite firm. You might have to try a couple of different knives to see which works best. I find these small thin knives work, but you can also use a plastic knife. That works well also. Cut it into equal pieces and serve. Here are some other fudge variations. To make chocolate-covered cherry fudge, add 2 to 3 tablespoons of cherry jam. To make candy cane fudge, add 1 lid of peppermint flavoring and crushed peppermint candies. To make dark chocolate fudge, use dark chocolate chips instead of semi-sweet. To make Rocky Road fudge, stir in some small marshmallows and chopped almonds. You're going to melt white almond bark. Sometimes white chips are cheaper than the almond bark, so if so, you can just pour those in a measuring cup. Melt those down, stir your almond bark. Then you're going to add in your coconut. Then you're going to take a spoonful of your white chocolate and coconut mixture and you're going to roll it in coconut. You're going to place it on the tray and let it cool until hardened. Then you're going to have these yummy little snowballs. For this recipe, you're going to need a package of chocolate chips or a package of almond bark. Pour your chips in your bowl, and we're going to melt these. Stir your chocolate to make sure it's thoroughly melted. Then we're going to add our coconut. Mix until well blended. Then you're going to place by spoonfuls on a cookie sheet. Cool until hardened, and then enjoy. You're going to need a package of chocolate chips or a package of almond bark. Pour your chips in your bowl, and we're going to melt these. Stir your chocolate to make sure all your chocolate chips are melted, or your almond bark. Then you're going to add your peanuts. Stir until thoroughly coated. You're going to drop by spoonfuls onto your cookie sheet. Cool until hardened, and then enjoy. For this recipe, you're going to need a package of chocolate chips or a package of almond bark. Take your pretzel, dip it in your chocolate, let it drain off. I like to do about halfway. Put it on your baking sheet. You can also use white chocolate if you would like. Then take your candy sprinkles and sprinkle them all over the melted chocolate. And don't forget, when your candy has dried, you can save your sprinkles to use on another Christmas candy. We are going to give you our Dining on a Dime cookbook ebook volume number 1 free at livingonadime.com. Click on our shop, click on our ebooks, click on Dining on a Dime volume 1, add it to your cart. When you go to checkout, use the coupon code DINING1 and you will get our ebook absolutely free with no obligation and no strings attached. For this recipe, you need chocolate almond bark or candy coating. Let's microwave this and then we'll dip our marshmallows. So you want to set your marshmallows on a tray. You can dip these, but I like this method. I think it's a little bit prettier. Just take your spoon and just drizzle chocolate all over your marshmallows, just like so. Then you're going to take your sprinkles and sprinkle on top. You're going to put these in the freezer or just let them sit out and harden, and then you are ready to go. Don't forget all these sprinkles that are left over, you can reuse them for another Christmas candy. When you go to present them, you'll have little pieces left over. Just break those off. Set those aside in a little container. If you're like me, I have kids that love the little in pieces like that just by themselves. Then you'll have all these yummy little candy bits left over. My kids love to eat these little extras. And beautiful marshmallow bonbons. We're making chocolate covered Oreos because of course Oreos need more chocolate. So you're just gonna take your almond bark. This is what it looks like in the store, right there. Melt it for 90 seconds. And then stir, and then melt it in 15-second increments after that. Now, be sure you only do 15 seconds so you don't burn your chocolate. Now, you can do this halfway, like I'm doing right here. Let it drip. So you could do a half cookie like that, or if you want, just go for it. Get those cookies all covered. Sometimes a fork is a little bit easier to let it drip. Plop. There you go. Get it all over. Not very hard. Simple 2 ingredient, 3 if you want to count your sprinkles. This is a super easy recipe that the kids can help with, so get them in the kitchen dipping those Oreos. I think I'm just going to finish this one just because. There. You got to have it all even, you know. You just can't have one odd man out there. All right. Then, if you want, you can sprinkle with your sprinkles, or you could do colored sugar or little mini white chocolate chips, whatever you want. Set these in the refrigerator or outside if you live in a cold climate and let them get hard. Then serve them on a platter and enjoy. Please go to the description below and get this recipe and visit us at livingonadime.com.